So I hope this looks really spooky. Today's video is going to be the reality of a flare in a cave. Should you or should you not do it? So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up, show you what the visibility is like, and talk about it from there. So here we go. Okay. Make sure I'm still in frame. Let's see here. Okay. There I am. Okay. Flashlight away. Flares aren't super hard to light if you've never done it before. There's a simple cap you remove and a little friction strip on the cap, and then you just strike it on the top of the flare. And this isn't really that hazardous to do this. Alright. So we are now lit up, putting all my trash in my pockets. Now we're going to give you an idea of the visibility you get with a flare in a cave. So, if you were to hold this close to your face, you'd be blinded by the light. You wouldn't be able to see far. In reality, to see best, you would want to hold the flare just outside of your peripheral vision so that the light isn't hitting your pupils, but it's hitting everything around you. And I can probably see I can see really well about 40 or 50 feet in each direction. I can see extremely well up close, but the light does give out and get weak out past that point. So when it's right here, I can't see very well. But if it's over here, I'm navigating through these rocks, it actually doesn't feel too bad on my eyes, and it also is not too hard to navigate. Alright, gonna set this down outside of the camera, talk about more realities than just can you see. By the way, every time you go on an adventure, you need a good knife with you. I make handmade knives. Link to my Etsy in the description down below. I make the highest quality knives you can get for the dollar. There aren't any other makers that I can find on the internet that beat my prices for the kind of steel I use and the quality that I build them to. This is my personal custom Bowie knife that I made for myself. Now that we got that out of the way, okay, the flare. The flare, the only thing they don't show you in movies is the fumes. These fumes make it hard to breathe. They hurt your lungs, and you're probably wondering why I am doing okay right now. Well, there's a small breeze in this cave that carries those fumes away, and I don't breathe them in. And so it's actually something I can handle and isn't horrible. In an emergency situation like a cave-in, if all you had was flares, should you use them? If the air is really still, then you better move pretty quickly, because otherwise the flare is going to just chew up your lungs. It's not going to be very comfortable. But in terms of visibility, I mean, you do get quite a bit of light for the source. I mean, you can see that back wall just slightly now. Let's see here, get up a little higher. I might be too close to the camera right now that it's affecting the camera's ability to actually define it. Also, with a flare, something you have to watch for is you get these little burn-off pieces that if they get on you, they will hurt, because, I mean, these things burn at, I want to say over 2,000 degrees, something like that. But, so those little pieces that come off, they can sting you. The flare will stay lit. Right now I have it down on a little crack and it's still blowing. They don't need any oxygen to actually run, but if they don't have oxygen, they do get dimmer. So here's the crack that I have it in. It's not going to hurt the rock any. Out. In. Alright. So, in my opinion, a flare, if it was a do or die effort and it was all you had, go for it. If you're in a cave that is not very big, it's kind of short, opening at both ends and the wind's blowing through, it's not a big deal. It can actually light up things pretty good. But you're probably still better off with a good flashlight and and extra batteries. Because even a good flare isn't going to have a super long life. And they are easy to put out. A lot of people don't realize how easy they are to put out. As soon as you smash them down, they'll go out. But if you're over anything flammable, it's definitely going to be a risk of lighting things on fire. Outside of that, I don't know what else to add except for they're kind of fun to light and use. This one I think is getting just a little bit dimmer. But yeah, I don't know really what to add except just be careful, have fun. Make sure you've got good airflow where you're at so you're not just sucking in the smoke from these things. And right now I'm in a pretty tall cave. It's about 20 feet to the top. And so the smoke can travel up. And then there's a little breeze taking smoke in either direction, so I'm not actually breathing it. Because when you do breathe it, even a little puff hits you pretty hard. But yeah, that's all I've got for this video on the reality of a flare in a cave. I don't really recommend it. This is a very short cave. But if you were in an emergency situation and it's all you had, it would be better than trying to stumble around in the dark. Maybe. Maybe it would be better than stumbling around in the dark. So, that's all I've got for you. Please check out my Etsy and my handmade knives. I have a lot of knives on there right now. By the time you click on it, maybe they'll all be bought. Who knows? But yep, it's the reality of a flare in a cave.